Hey, it's Mrs. Golding. We are on page 585. This is problem 16 and 17. You may wonder why I didn't do some of the problems before this. I anticipate that when you are given an input or an x value and you're asked to plug it into a function and then to determine the output, I think that's easier for most students. So I'm doing some of the problems that require you to do the opposite of that. And I wanted to show you for this problem, you're given an output here and then a function, which is x minus 1, and you're supposed to determine the input. One way to do that is to use inverse operations. And I'm showing it to you here. We have basically x minus 1 equals y because these are the y values, right? And so we can undo that. Let's add 1 to y. And that will give me what the x is, right? Do you see how that works? So x, which is what we're looking for, is actually equal to y plus 1. So we're rearranging that equation using inverse operations, and now we're solving for x. So x is equal to y plus 1. So in this case, when my output is 0, x is equal to 0 plus 1. So we've rewritten this as x is equal to y plus 1, okay? So 0 plus 1 is 1. So 1 minus 1 is 0, correct? Okay, so here we're saying 2 minus 1 is our y, is our y plus 1. So 2 plus 1 is 3. Let's plug it in. What's 3 minus 1? It's 2, right? So here, what's 4 plus 1? That's 5. Let's plug it back in and see if it works. 5 minus 1 is 4, okay? So number 17, we're going to do the same way. And this function is a little more complicated. So we're going to look at these inverse operations here. So 2x minus 6 is actually equal to y, because remember that output is our y. And we're going to use inverse operations to figure out what x has to be equal to. So in this case, I could undo, and I have to do it in reverse order of the order of operations. So in this one, order of operations would tell me I would multiply and then subtract, but we're undoing that. So we're going to add 6, and then we're going to divide by 2. So we're undoing the subtraction with addition. We're undoing the multiplication with division. So I end up with y plus 6 divided by 2. So we've rewritten this function to solve for x, which is a great strategy. So y plus 6 divided by 2. Okay, so what's our y? Our y here is 0. What's 0 plus 6? 6. What's 6 divided by 2? 3. Okay, let's put it back in and make sure it works. 3 times 2 is 6, minus 6 is 0. Perfect. So let's do this one. 6. So let's put this back in here for y. Remember, y plus 6 divided by 2. 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 divided by 2 is 6. So 6 plus 6, this looks like this, divided by 2. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Does it work? 6 times 2 is 12. 12 minus 6 is 6. That's right. So here we're plugging in a 12 for y. 12 plus 6 divided by 6. That's 18 divided by 6 is, what did I do wrong? 12 plus 6. 18 divided by 6 is, oh, 12 is my y, plus 6. 18 divided by 6. Oh, is 3. That can't be. What did I do wrong up top? 3 times 2. No. Okay, my brain is farting. Oh, because that's a 2. Broop. See? That's not a 6, it's a 2. So 18 divided by 2. Boom, boom. See? Mrs. Golding has these. This is a 9. This is a 9. All right, 18 divided by 2 is 9.